Alright, this is a review of the Haipai i9389. I'll first by showing you how it looks. This has a screen protector on it, so I don't know if you can see it or not. Let's insert the battery. I've been using this for about a week. And you can get other Galaxy cases for it, except the Haipai is a little bit thicker, so you can't have the back on. You just They don't fit perfectly, but they're pretty decent fit, enough to get you through. So if you drop it, it won't break. And I got this one off of eBay for about $6. And you can change the bootloader, which you'll see that I did. So I'll turn it on. As it does this, I'll go over some of the specs. It's running Android 4.2.1, I believe. It's interesting. I don't know if it actually is 4.2, but has a lot of the same features, so it's close enough. It's a quad-core 1.2 gigahertz processor, I believe. It has a proximity sensor in the front, light sensor, and a front-facing camera. And I don't have the SD card in right now, so it's not going to load some of the apps. You'll see some loading signs, but it won't show up. But as of right now, I have 2 SIM cards in there. One T-Mobile, one Straight Talk AT&T. I wouldn't recommend T-Mobile because they suck, but I only have that one right now because I need to transfer the number, and Straight Talk has a weird thing with transferring numbers. So you kind of get good stuff with some, get bad stuff with others. And I'm using Go Launcher, as you can see. It's in really off the folder. It's just loading, so it's kind of slow. All in all, it's a pretty nice phone. It's a lot better than what you think for the price. It's a decent knockoff, but it works well. You can see it runs smoothly. Here. No hitch. Once everything loads up into the RAM, good to go. And it does get 3G depending on the frequency you use. You can't get 3G with T-Mobile. Found that out because they run on a different frequency. T-Mobile does 1700 and something else, and this phone does not use the 1700. Has a gig of RAM, and it already has 8 gigs installed for the ROM. Let's see. And I do have an SD card, but it's in this other device recording me right now. But as you can see, it's pretty nice. For $130, I don't think you can go wrong with this phone. It's unlocked. Use any carrier you like that uses a SIM. Has a Play Store. Right now I'm running 3G. Turn on my Wi-Fi. Alright, get the apps. I can show you my apps, prove that it's and it comes pre-rooted, You don't have to root it. The kernel's already rooted. So there's no messing with that. All in all, for $130, I think it's a great price. The screen is not, I forget what it's called, but you can't look at it from different angles to see the same screen. The colors will change. You can kind of see in the camera there. But it's a decent screen. Resolution is not horrible. It's not as good as the S3, but I mean, you're paying a quarter of the price. As you can see, I can't launch that app because, well, it goes. And it does have the gestures, so let's see. Click on something, and you can wipe your hand over it. It changes the picture. I don't know if you see it. Here. That's it. And it goes to the camera once you finish looking at all the pictures. Do it one more time up close so you can see. Swipe my hand over, back. Pretty neat, but I don't know what's so great about that. And you get the phone app. For some reason, it doesn't like putting the area code when you call. I don't know if it's what I'm using right now. It says call not sent, no valid number entered. So I don't know, but if I just do it without the area code, and it works fine. Let me try an actual out-of-state area code and see what happens. Yeah, even with an out-of-state, let's try it without the 1. Yeah, I don't understand. And it'll eventually call. Here, I'll show you. Let's click the back. Call without Google Voice, but it works. Maybe because Google Voice is installed, or I think, but most likely not. But I do highly recommend this phone. For the price, you get great performance. And it looks like my 3G turns off when you turn the Wi-Fi on, which is kind of neat. Saves my data and battery. But as you saw, I was able to change boot animation. You can do it with an app, or you can do it by yourself. But there's an app that does boot animation. It'll finds where to put the file, and it works. Only downside I saw is that play music files, you can't play WMA files, so you have to download a separate app. I use PowerAmp. I believe it's free for 7 days, and don't know how much it costs, but I'll find out soon enough. And people say the camera's horrible on these Chinese phones, but I find them to be okay. It's nothing really bad. As long as you have good lighting, you can't go wrong. Let's take a picture. See how it turned out. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst. But I haven't had it running. I've not run into any problems with apps or anything like that didn't work. Comes with your email account, not just Gmail. And your Gmail too, but Some cons, I guess, is, well, I guess the camera could be one. The battery life could be a little bit better, but it's still pretty good for what it is. Comes with two, so expect to change it if you're going to be using it all day long, non-stop. But in the benchmark, it scores 1381. You can see this. It's not too bad for a $130 phone. And I got this on banggood.com. I don't even know. I think I got a random email from them. Never even heard of them. Just checked out the site. And right about them, it seems like everything was good. And they pretty much are. Let's do a quick speed test. Let me turn off my Wi-Fi so you can get the 3G speed. Another reason why I think it's 4.2 is because two fingers brings down that menu right there, and one finger get the regular. Alright, let's do a speed test with 3G. This is on AT&T's network, which is Straight Talk, which uses AT&T for me. And it's stuck. Huh. Yeah, let's restart that. Well, once it finishes this, I'll do it again. That wasn't a fair test. Alright, here we go. That's pretty decent speed. 3 megabits a second, 3.5 megabits. That's faster than my home internet, which is kind of sad. But I don't have cable or high-speed internet where I live. All I have is wireless and satellite or dial-up. And we use wireless, but the service sucks. And I'll show you a comparison here in a second, once I turn my Wi-Fi on. Although my ping is not that high. Which is, alright, so you see that? This is with the 3G network. Well, it's 102 milliseconds for the ping, 3.88 megabits per second. Download, 1.63 megabits per second upload. Turn the Wi-Fi on. And you'll be able to see how slow my home internet connection is. Alright, restart the test. Ping is 39 milliseconds. I'm getting about 1.5 megabits down. Oh, come on. And about 1.2 megabits upload. And megabits are megabits, not megabytes. Just for those of you curious. Capital M, lowercase b is megabits. Capital M, capital B is megabytes. And I believe 8 megabits makes up 1 megabyte. So the 3G is working on this phone. No doubt about that. What you have to do to change it is to contact, go on your carrier's website, look at what their thing is for 3G. You gotta go to More, Mobile Networks, Preferred Networks. Actually, I lied, not Preferred Networks. Access Point Names. Yeah. You're gonna click on the SIM card that you want to use, and then when it comes to you, it'll be on the singular 410 WAP singular. If you're using Straight Talk, go to Straight Talk's website. It'll show you the directions how to add 3G to your device. You gotta type in some information for your MMS proxy, MMSC port, all that good stuff. And you just click that green button and you have 3G. And I do have 2 SIM cards in here right now. It appears to be running both, no problem. Like I said, AT&T service or not AT&T. T-Mobile service sucks where I'm at. So you see one's full bar for AT&T and one's nothing for T-Mobile, which is pretty ideal from where I'm at. Even though they say I should have pretty good service. Word otherwise, don't get T-Mobile if you're getting this phone, because you'll only be able to run 2G and it'll be slow. About as fast as dial-up, maybe a little bit faster. But I still think it's a great buy. I have no regrets. That phone thing kind of bothers me. I'm gonna try to do stuff with it. Maybe, I don't know. Doesn't look like I can do much. Let's see, voice call settings, voicemail, service number. Let's try uninstalling Google Voice or stopping it, see what happens. You can always reinstall it. Uninstall. Alright, let's try calling the number again with the area code. It works fine. I don't know if that's a fluke. Let's try that again with 7 out-of-state area code. It works fine. Okay, Google Voice was just freaking out with my device. So, that's all my fault. The phone's working fine. Try installing it again. See if anything else happens. Oh, well, before I do that, I'll show you some gameplay, how smooth it is, no problems. There's a game called Dillo Hills. I don't know if I put this on the SD card or not. Probably did. Well, let's see if it works. And on the Galaxy Player, previous videos, this game would freeze on low quality, not play well. Mainly, I think, because of the RAM. But here, so you can see, working smoothly, no hitch. It's a pain to do this and watch at the same time. And this is with the graphics at very high. If you haven't played this game, it's pretty fun. Search Dillo Hills. You're going to need Adobe Air to play it, which is free, so I think that's good. And I will show you that is Android 4.2 according to them, which I really think is just a ROM they cooked up to make it look exactly like Android 4.2, feel like it. I was close enough, but it just doesn't convince me that it actually is. Alright, 4.2.1 is what it says right here. So tap on that. You get the jelly bean, you hold the jelly bean, bam. It shows you it's running 4.2.1 and get all the nice little jelly beans. And to unlock developer mode, I don't know if it's already unlocked when I did it. I just didn't look. About phone, build number, tap it a bunch of times, and then becomes a developer. Developer options are pretty cool. You can do a whole bunch of different things. So you can go through those, play with them. Do schedule power on and off. Pretty much restart your phone. Accounts. Add a bunch of different accounts if you need them. All in all, it's just a great phone. The battery life seems to be getting better and better the more I use it. run it down, build it up. So, and a great app I like. It's called Clean Master. It's from, let's see, Go. I don't know what their actual thing is called, but it's pretty nice. I'll show you using it right now. All the cache is in there, so I'll clean the cache. And that's pretty much just like all the pictures that are in the cache from iFunny, Instagram, Facebook, everything like that. Alright. But I still think it's just a great phone. No problems. Now, when the battery does get low, it does get low very fast. Like once you hit 10%, might as well just turn it off, otherwise you're gonna get some major problems. I wouldn't say major, but kind of bugs you. Let's see. If it does turn off, or you turn it off within that 10%, you won't be able to turn it back on. It'll act like it's just flashing a screen then turns off. It's just your battery's dead. And at that point, you just need to plug it in, you'll be good. It's happened to me once. Wasn't really anything bad. But I will prove it has root. As you can see, I have an app called Network Spoofer. Click that. And we'll show you, well, just because I have an app doesn't mean I have it, but I'll show you the, I guess you can call it super user, but I use a different one. Super SU. I like this one better. See the logs? Use ad-free, boot launcher, all that stuff. Ultimate. Oh, and there's also an app called Ultimate Sound Control. Forgot to mention that one. It's pretty nice. You should look it up on the XDA forums. I think he's giving away the pro version for free right now, and then you're gonna have to pay for it in the market soon. But all in all, great phone, no problems. I say go buy it. There's nothing wrong with it. It'll probably take about 3 weeks to get to your house from Banggood, but it's worth the 3-week wait. Or you can pay for more for shipping, so your choice. Here's a quick little look at it. This is with the case. And I'll post a link in the description for the Banggood site. But Haipai i9383 or 389. I guess for laughs and giggles, I'll show you how it looks when it comes from factory. So let me go here real fast. Get the Go launcher. Clear defaults. Go locker. I'll show you from the actual launcher. We get it. Just once. Has a little flip screen. These down at the bottom are stationary, but you click on something and it kind of opens up. Kind of opens up. Alright, oh, jeez, come on. And you will have a water effect. I have that off right now because I'm not using it. But it's pretty much for this. Nothing too fancy. So, what's this? Oh, it comes with some odd apps too. GPS is okay. It does take a little bit to connect, but not nearly as bad as what people are saying. You read about it having issues non-stop. Really, it's just, I think it's timing and how you use it. What I do is I open up my GPS app. Let's see. Well, first let me turn on GPS so I can show you. GPS. Open up my GPS app. I use nav free. It doesn't require any data to use your maps. You just download the map, it's on your file. Oh, crap. I won't be able to use it because that's actually on my SD card, which is in this recording. So much for that. But what I do, I use the GPS, get into there, and I go to, where is it? GPS test, open that up, and it'll show you that it's either connecting to a GPS or you see them in sight. If it sees the satellites, then you know it's going to be pretty on spot and you'll be able to get it eventually. Let's see. Turn the GPS on. You can see it already has 12 in view. 3 have good signal, 4, 5. And eventually it will connect. There it goes. Already connected. You can see the solid right there. So, there's really no issue in the US with the GPS. I think it's just where you're located. As for me, it works fine. Let me exit out. So, go out and buy it. If you're contemplating on getting it, I say get it. There's no reason not to. Unless you really want to take good pictures, I'd recommend this to anyone. And the case is on eBay. I guess I'll put a link for that too. You can see it just bounces. Once again, you have to take the back cover off the actual phone to fit cases into it. And you want to make sure the case doesn't cover the proximity sensor or light sensor on the left-hand side. And also with the cases, headphone jack is on the opposite side. So if you need to listen to music, you're going to have to take off the case. So you can see there's no hole. It's on this side right here. If you want, you can cut it and make a little flap, and that will work. Which I probably will eventually. But right now, I just use it the way it is. I highly recommend Go Launcher, Go Items. They're great to have, great to use, easy. They make things look so much nicer. Uses some RAM, but this thing has a gig. I'm used to only having 300 megs, so. And you just hold the home button. It shows your apps that are running. Swipe, 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 swipe. As you saw, I only had like 100 megs free. I'll refresh showing you how much it has. Now I have 406 megs free. So virtually, I mean, come on. Using barely any RAM. I think I'll sum up the review. But speaker sounds okay. Speaker is kind of crappy. Headphones that come with it are horrible. Just throw those away when you get them. Don't even use them. Don't have to. They're horrible. USB cable that comes with it, it's kind of just a USB cable. Nothing special. It charges it no problem, as you can see. It charges relatively fast, slow depending on how you're using it. But it's a great phone, and I plan on keeping it until it dies, which hopefully will not be anytime soon. And 45 bucks a month for Straight Talk doesn't seem too bad. Would have been 30 for T-Mobile, but no service whatsoever. Kind of disappointed in that, but figured I'd give it a shot. If you are switching to Straight Talk, be sure not to activate your SIM without clicking switching your number. Website's a little different. Tried activating it with a phone number, wouldn't work. And then so I just activated it without it and called them, hey, can you port my number? It's like, oh, you need a new SIM to port your number. Can't use the same SIM, but T-Mobile you can, so some advantage of each one, disadvantage of each other. So I paid $7 for a new SIM, should be coming in the mail within a few days, and hopefully my T-Mobile does not expire at that time. Let's see. don't think it'll show my account data because I don't have any servers for T-Mobile. But we can see. Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna happen. But two SIMs do work, so if you need it, and if you want 3G, you gotta put it on the GSM WCDMA. WCDA? I don't remember, but you have to have it on the slot that has both GSM and the WCMA or whatever it is. If you just put it on the GSM, you're not going to get 3G. You can read that in forums, you can do it yourself and find out. Let's see. Settings. And it does come with a sound recorder pre-installed, a radio. Haven't tried it out. Could, actually, here. See if it even works with these headphones. Headphones I said not to use. Yeah, I don't feel like doing it. But that's about it. I'll go over some root apps on a new video, since I haven't made any videos in forever. But that's about it for the review on the Haipai i9389. I say go buy. No problems with it. I can hear people clearly. They can hear me clearly. It's a decent speaker for the ear. And it's a good phone all in all. For 100 bucks, 130 bucks, no problem. And it does come with a case if you buy it. I think it's like 8 bucks for the one off their site. With a little flipper flapper, whatever you want to call it. Looks like this. This is the back of the phone. It closes in the front. It's pretty nice, but I just don't want to drop it and break the phone that I just bought for 100 bucks. 130 bucks, excuse me. So, I guess that wraps it up. Sorry for the lengthy video. I don't feel like editing anything out right now. Too tired. Too much schoolwork. Hope this helped you decide on getting it or not. But if you're one that needs a screen with a whole bunch of PPI, pixel per inch, at highest resolution, this is not for you. But if you're like me and don't really care, then I say go get it. Make it the way you want. Comes rooted. There aren't many ROMs for it, unfortunately, because it's a Chinese phone and not many people have it in the US or anywhere that wants to mess with it. So, but you can put a custom recover on it. I've seen people do it. I don't really care to, because what's the point if I'm not gonna be messing with it? So yeah, I say go buy if you're gonna use the Straight Talk, T-Mobile in your area that you don't care about 3G. You just want talk and text and SMS. Sure, go T-Mobile. Net 10 does it. And a couple other ones. Just make sure that it is compatible with the GSM phone. It won't work on Verizon, Sprint, Boost Mobile, or anything like that, because those use a different frequency. And they don't have, well, you can get SIMs for them, but they're not really going to work on the same frequency. It's a little different. So, any questions, comments, just post below. Thanks for watching.